Perhaps when you were little, adults referred to you as a wild child. Well, we're taking that meaning to a whole new and very literal level. Ahead, we have 10 feral kids who were discovered surviving in tough conditions thanks to wild animals. Whether dogs, cats, or chimpanzees, these kids are real, and the animals who raise them are 100% wild. Now,
Okay, guys, I've choose this topic because it's like most weird one and like most risky and most wild, to be frank, most creepy one. Okay, and I was personally very interested in making video, and I always thought of making video on this because I had myself seen this video long back, like 2 to 3 years ago, and I was interested in making a video on this topic, so I made it now. So let's see first the video and the things about it.
the case of Natasha Mikhailova doesn't involve jungle or forest animals per se. You see, this little girl was raised in Russia but treated more as a family pet. As the result, experts say the dogs and cats she grew up with had a massive impact on her early upbringing. Completely neglected by her parents, Natasha only did what anyone would do and started copying the animals around her. She lapped up food like a cat, drank water with her tongue like a dog, and walked around on all fours. When the authorities discovered her, they were shocked at the 5-year-old's behavior and appearance. First, she looked more like a 2-year-old. Then there was her behavior. Natasha scratched at the door and barked like the dog she had been raised with. When she was introduced to other people, she would even jump up on them like a dog, hiss at them, or try and play dog games like fetch. Unfortunately, as crazy as this little girl's story seems, authorities in Russia say this is all too common as rates of divorce and unemployment remain high.
Okay, I don't know the complete story, but guys, to be legit, this happens. Okay, like we as a human try to behave like the people we are raised with, like who are around us. We copy them. Okay, okay, this is the theory behind the evolution, that you always copy the people around you, and you try to copy the people who are good in something. Okay, the people you feel are good in the things which you are doing, and like they are doing better than you, so you copy them, and like your kids copy you, and in this way the evolution happens. Okay, so basically we try to behave like the ones who we are raised with, and if you are fucking raised with animals, like animals around you, dude, you like to talk, like to copy them and like become better than, like, if you saw a monkey and he's like good in climbing tree, then you might, if you're with him from childhood, you might try to copy him and like, master climbing tree. So that's the fucking evolution. So your evolution will happen in direction with which people you're living with. Okay, so basically this video, I'm sorry guys, this video is not so funny, but it's about a legit topic which is very important to discuss about. Okay, because this is from something which is very creep and very strange, but it actually happened.
Bello. People can be incredibly mean and cruel. This was seen firsthand when a boy named Bello was abandoned by his parents in the Falgore forest in Nigeria. Just months old when he was left in the forest, the disabled boy's fate seemed doomed. Then nature stepped in when a family of chimpanzees found Bello and adopted him. It is estimated that for over a year and a half, the chimps nursed and cared for their adopted human as if he was their own. When hunters happened by, we can only imagine what they first thought when they saw a human child living with chimpanzees. Authorities say that when Bello was first brought in from the forest, he walked like his primate family, even dragging his hands on the ground. When he clapped, he cupped his hands over his head, and he even leapt around just like his wild foster family. Several years after moving back in with humans, Bello still continued to act more chimp than human by leaping around the room at night and throwing things. Unfortunately, we'll never know if he could ever be re-domesticated, as he passed away in 2005.
Okay, to be frank, this story was horrible. Okay, I'm being very straightforward. I'm being very direct that this story is horrible, and like it is so fucking weird to talk about these things. Like the parents left him in jungle because they couldn't pay for his education, because they can't raise him. So like he was left in jungle, and like nature helped him. The chimpanzees, they found this baby, and like they fucking raised him as their own. Like which is so rare to see, like, okay, because people hardly, you know, hardly do that. Even, like, and the chimpanzees are the ones who helped them, okay, for years and years. Like, they raised them, they literally raised them, okay. And this is not something which is so common, okay. This is something which might have happened once or twice in the entire humanity. So obviously, guys, this is something which we have to think of.
The Wolf Boys. You may have heard of researchers living out in the wild to study wolves, but what about actual kids being raised by this wild beast? It happens, and there are more than a few examples of wolves raising children in the wild. Take the case of Dina Sanichar, aka the Wolf Boy of Sikandra. When the 19th century hunters saw a wolf walking in the forest, they took notice. We bet their jaws dropped when close behind came a small boy running on all fours. The hunters killed the wolf and took the boy to an orphanage where he ate off the floor and tore his clothes from his body. In fact, Sanichar never learned to speak, even by the time he passed away 30 years later. Fast forward to the 1970s, and another Indian farmer spotted a boy crawling around in the forest and playing with a pack of wolves. The farmer fought off the wolves and captured the boy, known only as Shamdeo. Judging by his appearance, which included sharp teeth and claw-like nails, Shamdeo had been raised by the wolves. Like Sanichar, his eating habits remained very primal, although Shamdeo is said to have at least been able to communicate with other humans by the time of his passing in 1985.
So, guys, like, the other case was okay, but this one was like growing with monkeys, with chimpanzees is fine, but wolves, like, you're playing with wolves in the jungle, okay, not growing with them, dude, like, you will be awesome, okay. Like, if we are talking wolves, then you will be like far ahead, dude. Come on, man, you're being raised by wolves, that's even proud. Like, being raised by humans, shit, dude, like turning into wolf, and I can't even imagine. Yeah, but dude, and that's cool, man. Come on, if I would have given a choice to be raised by humans, be raised by chimpanzees or by wolves, I would have chosen wolves, okay.
The Cambodian Jungle Woman. This story is a bit confusing as it involves a case of mistaken identity. In 1989, a little girl, some called Rosham, disappeared into the jungles. No one heard of or saw her again until 2007. Then Rosham was found in the forest as she tried to steal food from a farmer. Unable to speak any language, crawling around like an animal, and clearly living a feral lifestyle, the discovery made headlines. While some people believed she was living with a secret tribe in the forest, her appearance and behavior suggested animals may have played a role in her survival. In 2010, the girl once again tore off her clothes and escaped back into the jungle. Just last year, authorities found the woman naked, caked in mud, and scavenging in the forest. Incredibly, the family everyone thought she belonged to had been wrong all along. Rosham's actual name is Tak, and she hadn't been missing since 1989, only since around 2006. Returned to Vietnam to be with her biological father, this story has a happy ending but still leaves us with some questions. After all, while Tak is said to suffer from some disabilities, her behavior is rather similar to other kids who were raised by wild animals. The Boy and the Cat.
Okay, guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy. You had fun watching those people and all. So, yep. See you next time.